What is up, guys? RSC6414 here, back with another video. This time I'm reviewing WWE Superstars. I watched it on Hulu Plus, for those of you who are wondering. The show is pretty good. Seen better, but this was pretty good. They had a couple decent high-profile guys on there, not some jobbers, but that's why I like Superstars, is because it gives people a chance to get on TV that don't like the jobbers and stuff, but whatever. Excuse me. But I will have a SmackDown review tonight for you guys when SmackDown's finished, so look for that. I hear there's going to be a street fight between Kane and Orton. And so yeah, it should be good. And here I'm going to go ahead and do my review for Superstars. First thing we have is Wade Barrett versus The Miz. I was a little surprised they put this on Superstars because I'm not used to seeing a bunch of like upper mid-carders on Superstars. I've seen Kofi occasionally, but he's about the most high-profile guy I've seen in a while. But yeah, this match was the best one of the two. Probably 10 minutes back and forth action, just some good wrestling. I enjoyed it. Wasn't as good as their match against Raw, obviously, when Barrett won back the Intercontinental Championship, the Raw after Mania, but this one was still pretty good, gave them 10 minutes, and when these two get the proper amount of time, they put on a great match and a great show for the fans and the people watching. So yeah, back and forth. Um, Miz at one point kicked, with Wade Barrett was on the outside, and Miz kicked Wade Barrett, put his feet through the ropes and kicked him, and then he got on the ring apron, did a high spot off that, and hit Wade Barrett in the head with his fists, and that was pretty cool. And then another point in the match, he did the same thing, but on the top ropes, hit another high spot with his fist for a near fall. Wade Barrett was back and forth. He hit winds of change on Miz, where he like twirls the person around and slams them with one arm. And generally, I was thinking maybe that was it, but it wasn't. Miz kicked out at 2 again. Um, there was a couple of times in the match where they rolled each other up and got some near falls, but right at the end of the match, Miz rolls Wade Barrett up, 1, 2. Wade Barrett counters, rolls Miz up, and then Miz rolls him back over and puts him in the figure 4 lock. Um, and he's got Wade Barrett locked in the figure 4, and Wade Barrett has to tap. Miz wins via submission, via the figure 4. Like I said, pretty good match. I enjoyed it. Really entertaining stuff, and yeah, just a all-around good wrestling match. Then after this, we have some promos and recaps from Raw, like we usually do on Superstars. The Henry, Cena's response to when he went in the ring and his fake retirement speech. They showed recap Cena's response to that on Raw. Then we saw some other things from Raw on there, some other recaps, and then that takes us to our final match of the night, which was Antonio Cesaro versus Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder comes in the ring, and then Antonio Cesaro comes out with Zeb Coulter. Right away, I knew that Cesaro was going to win when I saw him come out. I knew it was going to be a squash match, but unfortunately, Ryder definitely deserves a push, but what are you going to do? I like Cesaro too, so like Cesaro more, so I was glad that he was on Superstars, but he probably deserves to be on SmackDown or Raw more. But enough of me rambling on about who should get a push. Zeb Coulter comes out with him, cuts a little segment like Zack Ryder's "What's Wrong with America." He's just expects everything to be given to him. He's a lazy bum, blah blah blah. Just a bunch of dissing Zack Ryder of how he's not what an American should be, and how just says some other things of what's wrong with America like he usually does. Same stuff, whatever. I've heard it all by now from Zeb, but whatever. Cesaro comes in the ring and just starts tossing Ryder around. Just basically, Zack Ryder got a little bit of offense in. He hit him with a DDT off the ropes, which was pretty cool. He jumped off the ropes and then spun Cesaro around, delivered a DDT on Cesaro right into the canvas, and then delivered a broski boot to Cesaro's skull for 1, 2, near fall. Cesaro obviously kicked out. And then we got Cesaro, who puts Zack Ryder in a sleeper hold and spins him around like 4 times. I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Cesaro was against The Miz, or maybe this, yeah, I think it was Cesaro versus The Miz on Raw one time, where he spun Miz around and just slammed him into the barricade a couple times on the outside of the ring. Well, this was sort of like that, but a sleeper hold, and he wasn't slamming him into a barricade. He was in the middle of the ring. He had a sleeper hold locked in on Zack Ryder, just twirling him around the ring like this and just spinning him around. Then he finally dropped Zack Ryder when he was about to go and go unconscious. He put him in the neutralizer and then delivers the neutralizer for a 1, 2, 3. Antonio Cesaro takes the win here. Like I said, no surprise. I figured he would. Uh, Match probably lasted 4 or 5 minutes. Zack Ryder got a little bit of offense in, but definitely more dominated by Cesaro, sort of like a squash match, I guess. But yeah, Cesaro wins. Barrett has to tap to the figure 4, and Cesaro pins Zack Ryder with the neutralizer. So overall grade, I give 4.5 out of 10. Pretty good. Barrett Miz was the best match of the night, I thought, by far. Really good stuff. But the Cesaro Ryder was a little short. I wish they'd make the matches, both matches on Superstars 10 minutes, but there's generally a 10 and like a 5. But decent show, nothing special, just sort of a little below average, 4.5 out of 10. Check out my other videos. Hope you enjoyed this review. I'll have a SmackDown review up for you guys tonight after SmackDown. And yeah, check out my other vids and subscribe. Thanks, guys.